Hello guys, this will show how to use the data channel Crease workflow. So guys, we talked a bit about topology, and you now know how to use support loops. You know how to go in here and insert loops. Alright. The problem of course is you have to always do this, and it can become very time consuming when you have set up loops. So now we of course learn about the second method, which is using crease set. So go ahead and apply crease set, set up the appropriate number here, add this here, and then open subdiv. The problem with that, guys, is that if you do crease set and then you're trying to go ahead and make some changes here, especially major changes, it's fine to add support loops. I don't think that's a problem. But when you start doing some major changes, you notice that the crease set becomes corrupted. What if there was a way we can do crease set without having to be corrupted? Well, that's where today's workflow comes in handy. It's very easy to set up, guys. We simply go in here and apply data channel modifier. And by default, it already comes with this preset right here, auto edge crease weights. You select that, click this button to load it up. Alright, now what you're going to notice is that we have these strange colors here. These colors are indicating where it will take place. In other words, the brighter it is, like right here for example, it's going to be affected area more, purple and blue less so. We can turn it off right here. So as you guys notice, we went from this without it to this. So without having to do any support loops, without having to do crease set. If you want it to be less powerful, you can decrease the scale here. So it still gets sharp, just not, the perfect sharpness. What I mean by that is that if you apply, for example, smooth on top of this, you can actually see what it looks like without any smoothing groups. So it's perfect sharpness. But if you set to like 0.1, it's not going to look like this. Maybe like 0.12. Alright. So guys, this opens up the possibility for really cool modeling. If you guys are enjoying this video, be sure to check out the description where I have links to more advanced courses such as on sci-fi design, futuristic vehicles, furniture, and more comprehensive advanced courses. So all without needing to use any kind of support loops or crease sets. Now guys, this will not be perfect in all situations. There are some times when you will still need to, apply crease set. So here's the workflow. You work with this in the beginning stages. Then when you finalize it using crease set, once you're done with this. An example of where it might not work so well is if you, for example, want to select this and then regularize. And then let's say you want to go ahead and, have a circle here. Well, it'll give you this because it's trying to detect the hard edges here. You can play around by going into data channel and playing around with these settings here. For example, the curve control. And as you modify this, you will see there's a difference happening here. Let's give it a try. So you're essentially changing here, guys, how sensitive it is to the angle change. Like here, it becomes very sensitive to the, whereas previously it tries to kind of not be so sensitive. So you can play around, guys, with this curve right here. Also here under edge output, you can switch this by default from place to add, or subtract or multiply. Why would we do that? Sometimes you may want to go in here, guys, and kind of select something here and then add a little bit of crease yourself. But then crease set instead of, or I should say data channel, it won't replace it, it'll just add to it. So you work with this, guys. Keep in mind, guys, that sometimes you'll want to have a greater chamfer. So here's what I mean. Right now, it's detecting this as a hard edge right here. But if you move it, it will eventually become smooth right here. So what it does is in real time, it detects the angle here until it goes from sharp to smooth. It's more visible, guys, if we have a sharper scale here. So it's gonna, in fact, let's also turn on smooth. You'll be able to see it better, what's happening. So notice how it's able to detect it's going to be sharp right there, but then it kind of smooths it out in real time. So, all that to say, if you want it to be more smooth here, you can have a little bit of a chamfer, or not even chamfer, but just kind of smooth it out. Here's what I mean. Let me copy this and show it to you on the new one. If I have a box like this, now let's say I as an artist know that I want this to be round like that, right? I know that, but the program doesn't know that. That's why we do this, and we tell the program what we want. Because now I have not put an edge here, now the program will do this, because that's what I've done. However, with this tool, it doesn't know how to do that. So we need to go ahead, see, it makes everything sharp, right? So what I could do is insert a loop through here, and then move this here to kind of tell the program, okay, I want this to be kind of more smooth right here. Or further insert loops here. And then you can kind of say, okay, I want there to be a curve right there. So you're pretty much helping the auto edge and telling it that you want a curve right here. Now it's going to give you a curve because it no longer detects an angle there. So these are things you guys can do. But guys, this is a really good, fantastic technique. To get a variety of good results very quickly without having to deal with support loops or constantly corrupted crease set. Here, for example, I can actually move this. Because remember, you do want to have even quads. Get those quads as even as you can for better subdivision. Evenly spaced out. And then guys, once you're done with the data channel, you can then replace it with Crease set and get a more professional result. Because now you have fine control of where it occurs, and you can do different groups here and things like that. There we go. So thank you guys for watching, and take care.